can share if that's fine by you people. You can share it if you want to. If it's not convenient, you can buy. Okay. Is my screen visible to you all? Let's have this conversation a bit later, okay, on the courses and stuff. I'll guide you. If you have any specific doubts, you can DM me on WhatsApp or in the server itself. You can DM me. Okay. It is visible, right, everybody? Okay. Okay. Let us go into the first problem that I had shared with you all, which is this one. Okay. Let me dive right into it. Okay. Excalibur. Okay. So what it was saying is you are given a list of n integers and your task is to calculate the number of distinct values in the list. So if I am given something like first line of my input is giving me the size of my list or my vector. You can store these elements in a vector, right, as I had taught you how to do that. So first you read n, the size of your list, which says how many elements are there in your list. This 5 says, you can see the first line of the input has an integer n, the number of values, right. In the second line n integers come in. Okay, so you have to write a for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus v dot pushback of whatever it is, or you can do cin of v of I, something like that, you know. So these elements will go and sit in the vector. Now what they want is in this vector or in this list, they want you to return how many unique elements are there. In this case it is 2, right, there is only 2 and 3, right, don't you think? Only 2 and 3 is there. So how many of you all, I don't care if you didn't solve it, how many of you all attempted this problem? Tell me in the chat box, yes or no. If it is a no, tell me a no, no problem. Okay, everybody, okay, fine. So okay, okay, people have attempted. Now let's say you have the list, okay, you have the list here, you know, you have 1, you have 2, you have 2, another 2, then you have 3, then you have 5, you have 6, or let's say not that. Let me see these things off for a while. I'm going to give you a smart one. 4, 2, 4, 8, 3, 3. Okay, 3, 3. So in this case the number of distinct elements d is how much? 4 is unique, 4 is there. 2 is unique, 2 is there. 8 is unique, 8 is there. 3 is also unique. So unique elements in this array or in this vector or in this list is 4 in this case, right? 4, 8, 3 and 2. So your output should be 4. Okay, so you have to find a way, right, for every element that you are going to access in this vector or in this array. You have to keep track whether this element has already occurred before or not, don't you think? You have to think in that order. Yes or no in the chat, please. To know whether element has occurred before, like whether if you want to check its distinctness, right, whether it is unique. If it was unique, when you encounter that element, it shouldn't have occurred before, right? Don't you think? It is only your single occurrence if it is unique, like in a normal vector which doesn't have duplicates. Okay, when I say duplicates, there are not like there is not like two occurrences of 4. When you encounter 4, you say okay, it has not occurred before, right? Don't you think? Right. So you need to know when you encounter an element whether it has occurred before or not. Right. There are many ways to do that in C++ or in Python or any other programming language. This is where something called as sets come in. Data structure which is implemented using red black trees. It's an advanced data structure. It is easy to use, but I'm not going to use sets. If you are going to demand me to use it to show you how it is used, I will show you, but I will tell you, other than sets and all, do you think there is a way for you to get to know whether this element is occurring for the first time or not using the array itself? Do you have any idea on how we could have done it? Anybody? I want you to reply if you have any idea on how you could have done it. As I said, whenever you encounter an element, if it has never occurred before, then it is unique. So you do +1 in your answer, right? Yeah. Yes. Let me give you a brute way to do it. Okay, you have this list, because that is how we have to think whenever you are coding. First you have to think about the brute solution, brute force, as they say, like one of the worst way to solve it. So if you have something like this test case itself, 4 2 4 8, three 2 and 4. If you are at this 4, okay, you are at this 4. If you check for the remaining half of the array, remaining part of the array, whether this 4 is there, how will you do it? For every element in the array, you are checking the further part of the array, the further part of the vector. For every element, you are checking something beyond it, whether this has occurred. If it has occurred, then this is not yet distinct for me. Did you understand what I am doing? I want you to reply in the chat. Yeah, okay. See, whenever you are processing an element, no, 4, let's say 4, for this guy to be distinct, its copy shouldn't have been there further in the array, right? For this guy, this 4 is there, here it is there, here it is there, right? So you can't say, that's possible, right? But if you come to this 4 and if you see ahead, ahead of this guy, there is nothing, so you can say this guy is distinct for me, right? Similarly for this 3, if you see further in the array, which is this part, okay, here this 3 is not there, no, in this part, so you can say this 3 is distinct at this point. But if you are checking here, no, if you are standing at this 3 and you are checking for the rest of the part of the array, which is this, this 3 has occurred here, so it is not distinct yet, right? It's not unique yet because its occurrence is again there in the further part of the array. Did you all understand this, or do you want me to repeat it again? Anybody has doubt should ask me now. Okay, okay. Because this is the building block for the further solutions also. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, fine. No issues. Let's say you have something like this. Okay, 4, 3, 4, 2, 1, 8. Okay. So this is your vector, this is your list, let's say, or this is your vector, anyway, this is your array. So you start from here, 4. Now you check whether this, for this 4, for it to be distinct, if it is an unique element, it should occur only once in the array. For this 4, for the rest of my array, for leaving this 4 out, if I leave this 4 out, if I leave this 4 out, I am not going to look into this 4 again. I am going to see for the rest of the array, this part, for the rest of the array I am going to try finding 4 here. If this 4 occurred in this part, then it is not yet unique for me, don't you think? For this 4, if I check the rest of the part of the array, rest of the part means excluding this 4, I am checking for the further part, right? I am taking this part off, or any elements which were there before it, I am taking them off because I have already processed them. Okay, if let's not complicate it further. For now, this part I have nullified, I have taken it off, but I am checking this 4, if this 4 is present in this part. Did you understand? If this 4 was present in this part, it is not yet unique for me, right? Clarice, Apurva, did you understand? Akshata, did you understand? I want you all to reply. If you are not yet sure, you will understand it further. Okay, wait, let me look into some more examples for you. Okay, so for this 4, it was present here, right? So I say no, it's not yet unique for me. Okay, I come to this 3. Now for this 3, I again see, I throw this part of the array out, I check for this part now again. Is this 3 occurring in this part? Is it occurring in this part? No. So can't you say that is distinct? That is unique for you because it has not occurred anywhere in the array till now, right? Everybody, did you understand this case here? 3 is not occurring in the further parts, right? Everybody, yes or no? So now if I'll say okay, 3 is one of my distinct elements now. Okay, I keep it in my answer. So that's fine. Now my pointer was here, now my pointer comes here. Okay, now I check for this 4, okay, before you leave, okay, this part I'm going to take it off again. Is it here? Is it occurring here ahead? No, right? So now this 4 is distinct in this part. I know this is like a vague idea to solve this problem, but this is how brute is done. Okay. Did you all understand? For this 4, if I discard this part out and if I check whether this 4 is present in the rest of the part of the array, if it is present, then it is still not distinct for me, right? Yes or no, guys? Yes, exactly, Achyut. Second element is compared with the n minus 2 elements which are left in the front, like that you can see. So did you all understand what I was saying? Yes or no, guys? Quick, okay. Okay. So now my pointer, just a second. Now my pointer which was here, take it off, I bring it here. So now for this 2, you see, I discard this part, full part out, and I check whether this 2 is present in this part now. You know. Let's go. Chaitya. बरस खेल गलता है इतना खेल गलता हूँ तो okay. Did you all understand what I was saying? For now, for this two, it is not occurring in this part, right? So it is distinct. So can I put it here? Right? Yes or no? अरे रेस्पॉन्सिव होना पड़ेगा थोड़ा. Everybody fast. Yes or no? Responsive नहीं होगे तो instead of one hour, then I have to engage with you all for 2 hours. Counseling session नहीं हो रहा. Okay, so तुम लोग हाँ भाई बोलते हो बट रिप्लाई नहीं करते यार. See, I'm not your tutor. हाँ, मेरे पास बहुत पेशेंस है बट sometimes I lose it. So please bear with me. Okay, 2. Now if you come for this part, okay, for 1, if you discard this part of the array out and you check here, right, whether this 1 was present in this part, it's not, no. Still now we can say it is, yes, it is distinct, right? And for this 8, there is no array left only on the right, so this guy is always going to be distinct. Because you discard the whole array out for 8, you know. So there is no array left on the right for him, it is empty, so 8 is always distinct at the end. So these are your distinct elements. And what is the size of this list? That is 4. So you have 4 distinct elements. Instead of putting them in a separate list, no, whenever you found out that for this 4 there is nothing on my right, man, okay, so you do your answer plus 1, you know. For this 3, oh, there is nothing on my right, man, again answer plus 1. For this 2, oh, there is nothing on my right, man, again plus 1. For this one, there is nothing on my right, bro, so plus 1 again. For this 8, there is nothing on my right, plus 1 again, so it's 4. This is how you have to build your thought process. Did you guys understand? Yes or no? Fast. When I say yes or no, it is meaning that I want you to reply in the chat box. अभी लॉजिक देखा तुम लोगों ने. You guys saw how the logic is. Can you think how will you code it? I have taught you how to code. No, you guys tell me that you guys know for loops. For each element, how will you check on the right? For each element, you have to check on the right half of the array. How will you do that? If you are at the ith position, you have to check from j plus 1 till your last element, nth position, right? If what I meant was, if you are something like 1 3 4 1 3 8, if you are standing at this element, you are processing this ith element, you have to process this part of the array, no? What is that part? What is its range? It is I plus 1 till n minus 1, right? That is basically meaning that you have to take your j, some other variable j, for this I from I plus 1 till n minus 1, or you can do just. Don't you think this is something similar to what you have thought, the famous guy that you always use in programming? How will you do this? How will you, for every I, you have to run, you know, you have to run inside this array every time. When your I is here, you have to run within this array. For this I, you have to run inside this array. For this I, if your I is here, you have to run inside this array. How will you do that? Knight don't reply. Knight and Achyut. Others should. Iteration. Yeah, how will you iterate? Using what? Yes, nested for. That is fine, but using a loop, no. If you had remembered matrices, I did that, no? For every column, every row, I was running through the vector for that row, right? Right? Did you all understand what I said? Yes or no? If it is a no, tell no. What is there? There are just, you know, there are only 10 people here. 200 लोग नहीं है. Don't worry. We are a small gang, you know. Nothing will happen. Okay, Navya, what is happening is that you have a list. I will be a bit fast because you have solved the problem, no? You'll understand, right? I am talking about a brute solution. Brute means a very bad solution, how to do it, okay? So if you have any list, no? 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. If you want to find the distinct elements, for any element in the array, if you want to know whether it is distinct, you can just check in the further part of the array, no, whether it has occurred or not yet. If it has occurred, if it is occurring in the further part of the array, then you can't yet say that okay, this is distinct yet. No, it is distinct, but it is still not the last occurrence of my one. You can think of like this also, guys. Like if there are duplicates, no, you are only going to increment your answer at the last occurrence of your duplicate element. Did you understand this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you guys understand this? Something again, this thought came into my mind. So let's say if you had 4 4 4 4, and if you had if you had 5 5 5 and 5, right? What you will do is, for this 4 you are going to check this half. No? What I was saying is that, yeah, that is true, that is what we are doing, but it is basically same as like you are going to come here till the last occurrence of your 4, and you are saying, yeah, up here, because ahead of this 4 won't come, is not the last occurrence of your 4. What I mean, last occurrence of your 4, of your duplicate 4, you are going to say answer plus 1, right? Yes or no? Only one person. Yes or no? If it's a no, tell me a no, I'll repeat. Reply. Okay. Okay. So what I said was, for each element I, you have to check for the rest of the part, right? This part, which is I plus 1 till n minus 1. Don't you think that is what we had to do? Yes or no? For this you have to reply no. Very important. Everybody, I want 9 of the 9 people except King X20 to reply yes or no. Why do I feel people sleep between the class? Okay. So this is what you are checking here. So what I was saying is, for every I in the array, I am writing a for loop. 0 I less than n, I plus plus. For every I, this I is going to come here, then this I is going to come here. For this element you are going to check for the rest of the array. For this element again, when I comes here, you are going to check for this part. For this again, this part, So what you are doing, for every I, you are traversing a bit further, right? For the rest of the array, that is what I told you, the range I plus 1. For this I plus 1 till n minus 1, that is same as keep another variable j is equal to I plus 1, j is less than n, j plus plus. Right? And if let's say a of I was equal to a of j, I'll tell you what this is. You just break. Because there is a duplicate. And the thing is, this approach is a bit tedious. Okay, did you all understand what is happening here? At least, sorry. Everybody, only 3 people told yes, rest of them. Okay, okay. What I do is, if this condition had met, no, if a of I, see, if a of I, if this element matched, this j is going to run here, here it will come, you know, when it comes here, 1 is equal to 1, right? So this is not distinct. You can directly say that it is not distinct, right? So what I'll do is, for every I, I'll keep a boolean variable, bool, I'll call it flag. Okay, I'll set it to 1, true. If this condition is meeting, no, before breaking out, I'll do flag is equal to 0. Let's say I don't have space, so f is equal to 0. And what I'll do is, when I come out of this loop, no, when I'm done finishing through the right part of my array, if this condition never met, flag will still remain 1, right? If flag was equal to 1, answer is equal to answer plus 1, and this loop, sorry, goes here. So for I is equal to 1, I is equal to 1, sorry, I is equal to 0, your j goes from 1 till n minus 1. Then for I is equal to 1, j goes from 2 till n minus 1, right? And this continues. For I is equal to n minus 1, it will go something like, j will become n minus 1 plus 1, that is n, right? J is equal to I plus 1. If I is equal to n minus 1, j is equal to I minus 1 plus, sorry, n minus 1 plus 1, right? So that is n. Is n less than n? No, it breaks out. And I said, like, for the last element, it is guaranteed that it is distinct because there is no other element on its right. So you can directly, the flag will still remain true. And this flag is there, this flag, this is a boolean variable, it contains true or false, I am keeping that. If this condition was met, I am going to mark it as 0, saying that this ith element is not distinct yet. If this condition is never meeting, that means that there is no equal element on the right side, no, so it is going to be distinct, so it will still remain true. So if flag is equal to 1, answer plus 1, then next iteration of the loop comes, then it goes to I is equal to 1, so it will start processing for this element and it will start processing the right of, and goes on. For every iteration, you are going to reset your boolean variable flag. I hope you understand this. Do you all understand what I did there? Now I want everybody to answer, okay? If you understand, from here your programming logic starts opening up. That is why I gave you this problem. Many of you all didn't go see this solution. If you give, no, this solution, if you give on CSCS problem sheet, it will give you something called as TLE, time limit exceeded. I told you to go and find what this thing was out of interest, which you guys never do. बहुत शाने लोग हो तुम लोग, you guys never do it, only certain people do. I won't name them, okay? Everything I have to teach, that is also fine. So TLE. It will give you TLE, because why? What does TLE mean? TLE means time limit exceeded. That means your code is taking a lot of time to execute. Okay, all these things we are going to discuss in the next session, which I am going to take. Maybe after 2 days I am going to take it. I wanted to take it tomorrow, but I want to be prepared for it. I need to give you nice scenarios so that it opens your mind up. Then when we meet again next week in college, we are going to talk about this again in the class. So I will expect you all to listen to the session which I am going to take next. Come to that class prepared, and discuss when we solve some problems on the board, or solve some problems with you people. You are able to understand. Okay, is that fine by all of you? So right now I have to optimize this code. This code is not going to work. This code works, it is correct, logically correct, it will work, but it is not efficient. Okay, whenever you are doing DS, efficiency comes into place, because on LeetCode you can write a brute. We call this as brute force solution. Brute force always gives you a TLE. Okay, if your limit or your constraints, like in LeetCode, if you go now, there is something called as this. No, this is given to you, constraints. Why do you think this is given? There is a reason why they give you this, right? You need to go find what it is. You have to come prepared, okay, for the next session. When I talk about these things, math is going to come. He's coming. Math is coming very soon. You'll get to know why I stress on math. Okay, this is just a basic level of math for time complexity, but still. Okay, so this code is not going to work. For your guess or for your exploration, this solution is big of n square. Bigger you leave, n square time it takes. If your input size, if your array size was n, the code is taking n square. And 1 second in computers, in your online judges like CSCS, 1 second, in 1 second your computer can do 10 power 9 operations. Okay, and this is what your operations are. N square means your operations. If your vector size was something like 10 power 5, then n square is 10 power 5 whole square, that is 10 power 10, which is obviously greater than 10 power 9. So your code will take more than 1 second to execute. So this will result in TLE. This is something which we don't want. We want it to be executed before 1 second. I want it something less. I want right now a big of n solution. I want you to do it instead of n square. I want you to get it back to big of n instead of writing 2 for loops, something like this, which you did. You have to cut this thing off, do it in 1 for loop. This is DSA. Okay, you start from a brute solution, brute force. You go to a better approach. Now you come to an optimal solution. This is what we want. CSCS always wants an optimal solution. LeetCode accepts better ones. Then you have to go explore in solutions, solutions tab. Check out other people's code, how they have solved. Instead of a better, they have solved in an optimal way. You have to see that approach, learn from it, understand there are certain new things that motivates you to be better every day. It's easy to write a brute solution, it is easy, but this will directly put you in Google. If you are able to design solutions for new problems in this way, your interviews will be like this only in FAANG company. Sorry, in Google and all, if you go, they want you to explain the brute solution first, then they want you to explain a better solution, then they want you to explain an optimal solution. This is the process, you know, and this requires hard work. Understanding that, yeah, this code fails is fine. You will understand how to calculate time complexity, all these things, that is easy. But to go from year till year, no, this requires time, this requires effort. Okay, me personally, I am still here. I can write a better solution, not an optimal one, even after so many years, because yeah, my way of studying was a bit bad. Now I am understanding how to approach problems, but getting here also is a lot. Okay, I'm not saying I'm, sometimes I can only think here only till today, but it has improved. I can write a better solution these days. Okay, so this is the process of solving any problem in DSA or in competitive programming. In competitive programming, if you write a better or an optimal solution, it will work. It should just satisfy your constraints. Okay, did you all understand this? It might have gone over your head a bit, but I have at least think that this analogy was fine for you. Yes or no in the chat, please. Then I'll tell you how we can optimize this code. Only 3 people understood. Only 5 people. Okay, 6. Fine. It's fine. So, as I said, no, in your list, for everyone, if there was 3 year, 2 year, this one, next one was, you know, for this one, my next one was a bit far from me, right? 2 elements were in between it. If my next one was just here, no, it was sitting here. If my next one was sitting here, I could have just seen if my a of I was equal to a of I plus 1, then I can say it is not a distinct, you know. But in our case, this was 3 and my 1 was here, so I can't do a of I is equal to a of I plus 1. That thing is not logical, because if you do that, then you'll, when you go next, when you come here, then you can't process this one, no. Exactly, that is why you have to sort. Understood how you have to come to a solution? I took you from brute, made you realize what was the problem for you. You know, your elements were far apart. Then you understood, okay, I need to sort my array. Now if you sort this array, it becomes 1, 1, 2, 5, 6. There is a 3 here also. Now you can do this, a of I is equal to a of I plus 1. If it is there, okay, fine, this is not distinct yet. My I was here, I take it off, my I comes here. Now for this I check this guy. Okay, now it is not equal, and it is guaranteed that there is no one after this, because it is sorted. All the ones will be behind it, right? For this one, if this 2 is there, okay, answer plus 1. Now your I goes off from here, I comes here. For 2 is equal to 3, I is equal to I plus 1, no, again plus 1. I goes from here, it comes here. For this 3, check 5, is it equal? It's not equal, plus 1. For this 5, we check this 6, is it equal? No, again plus 1. And for this 6, again there is nothing on the right, so that is an extra case that you have to do. So again plus 1, you know. So there is always guaranteed that there is one distinct element in your array, right? So you can initialize your answer with 1, then for these guys, plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 everywhere when a of I is not equal to. I plus 1 answer plus plus at the end. After this is inside a for loop, I is equal to 0, I less than, till where should I go? Because should I do this, should I go till this index and then check, because that will give me an out of bound. If I go till I less than n, no, here I will come here, then you will do this a of I is equal, a of I is not equal to a of I plus 1, that will, you are checking something here which is out of bound, that will give you an issue, buffer overflows, these things and all will come on these judges, right? So it is better you go only till here, you keep your answer is equal to 1, there is only always one distinct element, because I told you, no, last guy will always be distinct, right? So till here you check, that is n minus 1, so I can just do n minus 1 here, I plus plus. At the end I return answer. That is your solution. Understood? Yes or no? Today I hope you felt what DS was. Okay. Today I hope you understood what problem solving is. This is just one use case. There are n number of problems on LeetCode, Geeks for Geeks, HackerRank, HackerEarth. You know, if you like this feeling, going from a brute solution to a better solution, then from better you go to optimal. You know, when you have that, you know, in your profession, you see, when you find that if you are able to build solutions and you are not checking, you know, other people's code, you are able to build it by yourself, you are able to think like that, that gives you a lot of satisfaction, that gives you a lot of happiness. And it's the ulta also, when you are not able to do it, you know, you go check someone else's code, which I used to do in my earlier days, you feel bad, you know, that demotivates you, and that is why DSA is demotivating, because many people are in that area. To come from that area to where the sigmas are there, no, the great coders, that takes effort, that takes smartness, that takes attitude. Okay, whether you guys will do that, it is left up to you. Okay, we are here to guide you. We are still not there, me and my team, even Berserk Knight also will say the same thing, you know, but you have to take it with the right attitude, you have to approach problems like this. Right now you need to understand how to write a brute code, then you check in the brute force solution, what is going wrong, what is wrong, you know, why should I do this, how can I optimize this brute force solution, you know, from there how can I come into a better solution, right? If you do that, if you find that interesting, then DSA is for you. Okay, nobody can take that away from me. That is why I still do DSA till today, even though I am not that good at it, but I still do it. Okay, so that was it for this problem. Any doubts you have here, you can tell me. And did you enjoy solving this problem? That is another question. Yes or no in the chat, please. If you didn't understand, tell me, I'll repeat it for you. Everybody should reply. Okay, was it fun coming from a brute force solution to a better approach? This is the optimal one only. This is how we can do. Other ways to use sets, which we will introduce you in some other sessions. Was it fun? Was it nice? Did you feel nice, like how I was doing it? Yes, you didn't understand, you didn't come up with it, I told you everything. I feel Achyut felt nice when he said no, that is why I need to sort the array. You feel it, man, when you understand, no? That is the satisfaction that you get when you get an accepted on LeetCode or Codeforces, because it's your hard work. I believe that is it for today. Only one problem I was going to solve. I thought of two, but I have to go at 7:30. After 7, we have you know King X20 is also not going to be here after 7:30. We have a match to watch, football match, as you guys would have known. Football fans, anybody, if you are there, today is El Clasico, so I have to go. So if you want a session tomorrow, I can take, if you want, for solving other problems. It is a Sunday and you guys are lazy, that I know, because you don't solve challenges. So tell me, understood everybody? How many people are there? Tell me properly. Everybody have understood? Okay, one task for you. As you have night and all I have solved, but there is another problem now here. Next problem which I gave for that day. This one on Codeforces. This problem. You have to try solving it. And I'll tell you how to take input and all. I'll teach you right now. Okay? How to take input in Codeforces, how to submit a code on Codeforces, all these things. Okay? I'll give you a walkthrough, then we'll end up the session. So what it is saying is that, you see here, each test consists of multiple test cases. The first line contains a single integer t, the number of test cases. This is followed by the description. Single line of test case describes the pin code as a string of length 4, consists of digits 0 to 9. Okay, what does this mean is you have t test cases. Okay, t test cases. When you say 4, you have like 4 test cases, 4 questions that are given to you, and for each of these questions you have to print an output. Then you have to print an output, then we have to put, for this next test case, next question, you have to print its output in the next line, /n, next line. So next output will come here down, then another /n. For this question, here you have to put one output, and for this question, here you have to print one output. Okay, is this clear to you? When I say t is equal to 4, you can think that there are 4 questions given to you, and inside these 4 questions there could be other inputs also. N is given, string is given, all sort of things. In this case only one string was given, so only one input you have to take in each of these questions. You have to first take int t, see, in t the number of test cases, then you write a while loop. Okay, while t is greater than 0, okay, you take a string. Because why am I taking a string? See, each test consists of multiple test cases. The first line contains a single integer t, which I took. Single integer t I took as input, see, in t. Now for each t, as they said, see, the first line contains a single integer t, the number of test cases. This is followed by the description. So like there are t lines which follow, okay, and in those t lines you have a string of length 4. See, t is given, first t comes, that gets stored here, 10 gets stored here. Now you have to run t 10 times and take all these guys as inputs. You have to process them one by one. 1 find the answer, print it here. Then 1 2 3 6 find the answer, print it here, and it goes on. Okay, so you have to take a string s, cns, do some logic, After that, find your answer. Find your answer. See out answer /n or endl. Okay. After you print your answer, one test case is completed. No, so you can do t minus minus and your while loop. This is your main outside. Okay. This is your main functions bracket. This is your while loops bracket. Okay. This is how you read inputs in Codeforces. Okay. Can give you a snippet here. See, this is how you read int t, c hint t. Oopsie. I hope you didn't see that. Okay. T minus minus, I will tell you what it is. You take the pin as a string, then do some logic here. Okay. Your thoughts go here. Your thoughts go here. Okay. After that, you could do t minus minus. You know. You could write it like this. Instead of doing t minus minus here, no. Whenever you come into your while loop, after one iteration, you could do t minus minus. That is also the same as doing this. Looks cooler, no? I hope you understood this. Everybody? Understood or not? Everybody? Everybody, because this is how we have to solve the. We will be sharing more problems on this platform, so you have to tell me whether you understood or not. Only 4 people understood. Rest of them didn't understand. Nitin, Navya, Sharina, Kritika. Okay, fine. Okay. Night no sleep. Clarice, okay. Rest of them, okay, fine. Understood, no? Okay. This is fine. So now, okay, you have coded. You have coded your solution. Okay, I have my code here. You have your code. You want to submit now. What you have to do is you have to first create an account, obviously. Okay, you have to create an account. Go here, paste it here. Don't get overwhelmed seeing that code. A, you have to click A, then submit. Then you can. So it is accepted. That's done. Understood? You can also send your file. Also choose file. Then you can select which it is. In our case, it is bit, I guess. So bit.cpp. So if you submit the same code back, it will say you have already submitted the exact code before. Codeforces is also smart. Okay. Everybody understood how to submit code on Codeforces? Yes or no? Yes or no? Everybody, repeat. Which part? Submit code or taking the input? Submitting part, okay. You have to click on submit code here. Submit code. Select the problem which you are solving. You can get it here on the title. See, it is A, morning. So submit code. Select A, morning. Pick your language. If it is C++, JNU, G++, you have to select, okay. C++ is G++, same as G++. Okay, G++ 17 or something like that. Then you have to paste your code here. Taking my comments out, okay. Then you have to click on submit. That's it. because now it won't take because I have submitted the code before. Okay, that is it. Navya, did you understand? Okay. Okay, so